right. Coffee Club. Woo-ha-ha. It is Friday the 13th. I'm not stupid-stitious.
I seen a black cat coming in. So.
It doesn't really.
There's like 3 outside.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there was the three black ones were outside, and then the calico.
Yeah.
We're waiting for him.
Anyway, gonna have some fun today. We've got Troy, Molly, and Matt from Community Hospital joining us here, and excited to kind of clarify some things as there's some new developments take place January 1, I believe. And so want to get right to it. Going to have some fun here this morning talking about just some different things. So, Troy, kind of give us some background on the get-together between Community Hospital and the clinic. Just tell us a little bit about that there.
So, I don't know, probably a couple years ago, we started talking about what we felt could be the best setup for the clinic and the hospital long-term over the next, generation or so. And as we looked out over the last decade across the country, you're seeing fewer and fewer independent family practice clinics in rural America, and it has to do with the way reimbursement works. And our clinic has been independent forever and is very proud and happy with that, but unfortunately the reimbursement situation sometimes doesn't work out with how you plan your future. But I think we ended up with a pretty good situation where the docs are still going to be independent. They're going to contract back with the hospital to provide their services, while the hospital will take over ownership of the clinic and employ the staff. And it will be great for us over the next generation or longer, I'm sure. It seems weird, but when a hospital owns the same exact clinic and does the same exact thing, there's advantages to our reimbursement that the docs were never allowed to take advantage of. So, and we have 3 new doctors coming in 2026. That's bringing 3 new doctors on all at once. Think about that. That's not only a lot of operational struggle to do, but from a financial standpoint, it's going to be a lot easier for us collectively to make that work really well. And that's also one of the reasons why we've talked about our building project that's coming up, because they don't have space in their current clinic for that. So we'll have to work on that.
And Molly, your old hat here for Coffee Club, so welcome back. It's been a minute, by the way, but glad to have you back. So you're tasked with helping to disseminate this information out so people can understand. But a lot of it, what it really boils down to is billing information, insurance information, and health records, right?
Right, yeah. I mean, generally speaking, the quality of care won't change. Both groups pride ourselves on making sure that every single time you walk in the door, you're getting quality care. And so that's not going to change, but there could be some other things that change. We have a letter going out to patients in the coming weeks, but basically it outlines the fact that you'll receive and pay your bill from different location, right? You'll essentially join Community Hospital, and so you'll pay your bill at Community Hospital billing. You'll receive your records at Community Hospital Health Information Management, and then your insurance won't change because the Community Hospital insurance stays the same, right? So we're not changing what our insurance does. So if you receive letters that, hey, your doctor's out of network or things like that, Community Hospital's providers are not out of network. So that won't change in terms of what's actually going to happen, but you might receive a letter about it. There is one thing that will happen. Obviously, we're merging, right? We're taking 2 separate groups and pulling them together. So because of that, if you've been to McCook Clinic in the last year or 2 years and you need to pay a bill, you still need to pay that at McCook Clinic. They still need to receive that payment there. So after January 1, you'll come pay your bill over at the hospital, but until then, you'll continue to pay. And even after, if you got work done right now in December, you still have to pay the clinic that back. So that's kind of a little bit of a change. and your bill will say either community hospital or McCook Clinic. That's how you'll know where to go pay it out.
All right. So for Matt is this is the first time for you.
Yes, it is.
First time in for Coffee Club.
He's excited.
Yeah, I can tell. Matt Huff, McCook Clinic Director. So in this part, what are some of your responsibilities in getting things ready for January 1?
Right now, it's just been it's a collective effort within the clinic through my directors. There's been a lot of work done on the back end to make sure contracts are being reassigned appropriately, that all the policies that we currently have and what the hospital has, and we're going through between the two, making sure that we are doing what needs to be done through their side, getting the appropriate consents, looking at registration, the HIM side, and just making sure people, the employees, are kind of understanding what's going to happen and that there shouldn't be a dramatic change on their side. The whole idea is to hopefully have everybody come to work on 1-2, and there's nothing different except for the way we clock in. Mm-hmm. That's the main goal there.
Would it be appropriate to say that this is basically like a lot of background infrastructure stuff, but people are going to, the care is what it's always really about, and this is to kind of help that out a little bit, right, Troy?
Yeah, I think we were talking earlier that Matt mentioned how much work's being done. There's just an incredible amount of work that's been going on for over a year now, and really ramped up probably a couple months ago. The public's never going to see that, and that was, that's the point. Let's make sure that we do everything we can to make sure that there isn't a difference that's really noticed. But there has been tremendous amount of work that our staff and think about the time of year we're in, and
right, just a few things going on,
full throttle for a while. It's interesting, some of the things you don't even think about, and then when you get in the middle of it, you're like, oh yeah, we better figure that out. And it's pretty much a daily basis. One of those things pops up, and then we take those same staff and say, sorry, but I need you to do this too. And so we really appreciate our staff hanging in there and doing what they need to do so that this is successful. But I think we're all pretty excited to get to January 2nd. There's a lot of work we will be doing after January 2nd. It's kind of a two-phase thing. Phase one is let's get the transaction done, be able to still operate, and then phase two is let's optimize everything and on the back end, which we have the plans to do, but you just can't do everything all at once
until it gets here. Yeah.
So what's the the specialty clinic side of things looking like? Does that change anything throughout this?
Not really. It's still going to function the same way. Matt's over McCook Clinic will run that show. Our specialist clinic is run by Diana Gross, and they'll stay the same. They're right next door. From a licensure standpoint, we're actually allowed to go between the two, the walls of the joining wall of those two clinics legally now. Whereas prior to that, the McCook Clinic had to stay on one side and we had to stay on the other. We don't anticipate going around, mixing anything up. But if we ever had a situation where we had to use an exam room on one side or the other, we certainly could. But yeah, no, especially clinic shouldn't change. In the future, the way we have it planned, the McCook Clinic will actually be moving out of that location. Like I said, we don't have enough room in that space for the 2026 edition. So then they won't be next door to each other anymore.
How else is this going to be impacted as we're talking about Dr. Benjamin George coming on? How is that going to be with this whole process?
So interesting. They really aren't related, except that they're being done at the same time. So again, back to what we've been putting our staff through, we're making our holidays just probably the worst ever, because that's a lot of work too. So Dr. George has been coming here for many years now from North Platte, 1 day a week, and doing great services down here. And as of January 6th, he'll be here full time in McCook. And it's amazing how fast his clinics are filling up with him being here, scheduled to be here full time. But as of January 6th, he will be treating patients in McCook. If you're already on the schedule, you won't know the difference. if you need to get on his schedule after, down the road, that we may need you to get your records from North Platte where they're housed today if we're not already getting them for you, that sort of thing. But we're extremely excited for what that can do. We are hopeful that we'll be able to provide services from a lot of the Kansas communities, even all the way down into Colby possibly, that are currently without much, if any, coverage at all. It's difficult when you think about an hour to an hour and a half drive to get to North Platte from some of these communities, and now they can just come to McCook. So, and as you know, we have a full cancer operation. We have the radiation oncology and injection infusion center and the staffing for it. So it's going to be pretty nice for a lot of people. And but the beauty is, like right now, if you come in and you try to get an appointment for medical oncology for the first time, they're going to ask you to go up to North Platte for that first visit. And that's because all the processes that you have to have in place for that first visit. And if you've ever gone through it, you know what I'm talking about, and all the navigation and the triage and all of that. We'll be able to do all those visits down here now. And then also, when you first start a regimen of chemotherapy, they would start you up there in case there was a reaction, and then they would let you come back to McCook and do your remaining treatments down here. You won't be going to North Platte for any of that anymore. You'll be able to do it all in McCook. And so now think about somebody coming from 30 minutes south of us. Well, their first visit was going all the way up to North Platte. Now they just have to come to McCook for that. Or even people out west, like in the Binkelman area, they can just come to McCook for all that instead of going up north. So
just the having Dr. George here and have him believe in McCook and see the need to be here, the guy of that kind of talent to come here and say, I want to make this my home, that's a big kudos.
Yeah, maybe we had something to do with that. No, he really does love working here, and he's said that for a very long time. And we were looking for a full-time medical oncologist about the time he started in North Platte. And he understood. He actually was in on some of the interviews we had, but we never found the right person. And then not too long ago, he was like, maybe I'm the right person for this. And we're like, yeah, you probably are. And so,
is it nice to have a multi-year job interview?
Yeah. It's interesting because it created some complexities too, because he's already seeing these patients. You think, well, that's a good thing, and it is. But behind the scenes, all of your records are in North Platte, and all those processes are in North Platte. And so, how do you transition that over in a manner that doesn't create some disconnections? And we've worked through all that, so we're pretty happy with where we are at this point on that.
Same group, not the same group of people that are working on the clinic side, but a lot of people. Same,
Yeah.
Just there's things like pharmacy and pieces that you might not even consider being involved, lab,
tech,
radiology. There's every single director is basically involved in both projects, and so really worked hard to make sure that both are seamless transitions. Dr. George's is, like Troy said, kind of intricate in that we already have the patients, but also we don't have some of the patients, and so they, just for their knowledge, if they're listening, those folks would need to contact Callahan and do some of that to switch over if they wanted to come to Dr. George down here in McCook. But the people that already see him here in McCook will be taken care of.
Well, it's all taking place January 1st. If people have questions, what do you want them to do?
Call Matt.
Call Matt. Matt's like,
I'm open to answer any questions that they need.
Yeah.
No, definitely give us a call, and we'll get you to the right person.
Yeah.
So whether you call the hospital or the clinic, we'll figure it out. If it's medical oncology, you get a hold of our specialist clinic right now, and I think that's where we're directing people, right? And they'll handle it. We'll get you scheduled with us for sure. So
and like Troy mentioned right at the beginning of the medical oncology talk, if you currently have an appointment, that doesn't change. So don't be panicked that, oh no, I need to call them. If you have an appointment, you have an appointment. It hasn't changed. If you have questions at your next appointment, ask Ellen. Ellen Branham is our nurse practitioner that works directly with Dr. George and has been really great in the whole transition. And she's just as excited. That team's really going to be pretty dynamic. And she can answer any questions if Dr. George isn't here at the time.
Progress is hard sometimes, but it's worth the work. It really is.
Yeah.
So there you go. Community Hospital and the clinic joining forces as one coming January 1st. One other quick little interview we had today. We got 2 Mollies in the world in the room.
Listen, the hospital has 5 Mollies.
You have 5 Mollies?
It's pretty wild.
There's no Molly Graces though.
Yeah.
That's the
So
thing.
you're
There's
Molly-
a bunch
Molly
of Molly
Grays.
Anns, I'll tell you that.
So Molly Larrington is joining us here, and you got a special fundraiser that's coming up.
Yes.
Pop up to that mic here.
Okay, I'm trying.
Josh will help you there a
It's
little bit.
the rolling chair.
I know. So it's a special basketball game, right? Tell us a little
Yes.
bit about it here.
So it's not affiliated with any schools anymore because of insurance reasons. So it's just its own thing this year. But it's a student versus staff fundraiser, and it's staff from literally all over the town. I have staff members from St. Pat's. I have somebody coming from the community hospital to play that helps out with high school stuff. So anybody I could find. But yeah, it's a super great thing. It's for the McCook Family Resource Center. I did it last year and we raised over $1,400, and all of that money goes towards the families that they can't help pay for presents because they didn't have enough money. So they was just able to do it last year with that extra money. And it's a super good time. We have admission. It's just $1 for students and $2 for adults. And the fun part where we get you is you can pay for points. So it's $1 per point, and we'll have people running around the whole time, and anybody can pay for points. Players, refs, audience members, and so like last year the points ended up being something like 500 to 600. So
Wow. Mm-hmm. So how did you get involved with this?
well, we have fundraisers at McCook Senior High School, but sometimes it's about like 5 boxes of Cheerios, and I was not impressed with that. And I was like, it's the Christmas season, and I lived in Oregon, and they do a big fundraiser for babies, and they do this, and they raise like $3,000 in a night. But granted, it's a bigger school, and I was like, okay, I got to do this. I got to do it. And Mr. Dickus said yes last year. I don't know how. And I just...
Did you talk him into playing?
Oh, last year he played, but this year he luckily has something he has to do, so he can't play.
Yeah,
so,
right.
yeah.
Probably pulled something.
Oh, he's coaching his son's basketball game.
Okay,
so.
well,
Are you bringing the body into the mix? This guy?
I still got all my college eligibility, so
I might have taken it a couple days ago.
yeah. That was a polite way of saying no.
I
He doesn't
totally
get to
would've.
play.
Due to insurance
benched.
purposes.
Yeah.
What would be good is if you made an effort to get some video of the teachers on the day after as they're walking the halls and as they're limping and grabbing
Do an
handrails.
interview. I should. Oh my goodness.
For an extra $5 of donation, we'll let you watch the video of the sheer pain and agony. there.
Yeah.
So tell us, when is the event taking place, and how do people participate for the fundraising side?
Oh, it's this Sunday at the McCook Senior High School gym at 6 p.m. So, yeah, and you can just show up, bring plenty of cash, and start throwing them at us. We'll take it.
So are you playing?
No.
No.
I gotta do this. I started doing this the first day of school. So
Nice.
I eat, sleep, breathe this.
You wanna do some name dropping about who some of the staff
Oh,
and
yes.
some of the players are?
I have my starting lineup here. Oh, and we've got Carter Hartwell and Jalen Collicott coaching the staff's team. Last year they did phenomenal. They've got their clipboards, their suits. Very, very impressive. You'd want to go just watch them. We have Mr. Young, Carly Dooland, Mr. Weezer, and Mrs. Peterman and Mr. Ostin for our staff lineup. So that should be good. And for our student lineup, we have Mark Wolf, Leighton Winters, Abby Renner, Josiah Wilkinson, and Reed Loop.
It actually could be a decent ball game too. Really.
Yes, it really could. I mean, we've got some good staff members who really do play. So yeah.
All right. Anybody wants to know more about it? What's the best way to find out?
There's a Facebook page. It's something like SVS Fundraiser. I should know that. There's an Instagram page, so you can look there. Look both those places.
Okay.
It should pop up. I would.
Sunday at 6, huh?
Yeah. Yes.
at McCook High.
Yes, it should be a good time. I'm sure it'll be good. Hopefully the gym's packed again like last year. It was. Oh, and we have a halftime show too. So
Really?
yes, it's
What's
a whole
that?
event. It's just a group of kids dancing. So all Christmas music should be good.
I love it.
Yes.
This Sunday, 6 o'clock, a fundraiser, Family Resource Center, right?
For the Family Resource Center. Yes.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thanks for being here. You can stick around if you want. We've got some fun topics for today. Haley, what was our weekend poll here?
Is your tree up yet? And then if you go to our Facebook page, post your answer, and you can get bonus points if you send us a picture of your tree or comment for a chance to win a Taste of Texas barbecue gift certificate.
Looking for the best tree, right? So people, whoever has the most likes on that picture is the one is going to be the winner.
Yeah, probably.
Or if we deem that it's better,
One of the two. Yeah.
one of the two.
I'll go first with the topic here. No, we do not have the tree up yet.
Where do you normally put it? In front of the window?
Yeah, the front window. There's a big table there right now, and they have to redo the front room a little bit. We've been gone. We were gone for about a week.
I know.
We were down in Orlando.
It was around the holidays.
Stop. And so no, we don't have it up yet. And I'm really asking myself the question: if it's not up yet, is it close enough to not this year? Anyway.
You have to put it up for the grandkids.
I know.
Well, where are you having Christmas at? Are you having it at your house or are you having it somewhere else?
Yeah, you have to put up the tree.
If it's at your house, I'd say you got to put her up.
Yeah. My wife does most of that anyway. Haley, is your tree up?
Yes, it was up since the weekend after Thanksgiving.
She's got 2 trees.
No
Actually,
way.
we do.
No way.
Well, we had the bright idea to go buy a bigger tree this year because last year we were just still in the rental house and not a lot of space. And we put up our dinky little tree and we looked at it and we're like, this ain't going to cut it.
Yeah.
But we're donating it to Bomber next year.
Yeah, maybe. Right now, we moved it downstairs to the living room down there, so.
My son and his wife, they have 2 trees. They have one tree they let my grandson decorate so he wouldn't touch the other tree. But Josh, how about you? Is your
Ours
tree
is up.
Up?
Been up for about a week and a half now.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Molly?
Oh, we've got our tree up. We buy it the day after Thanksgiving or the day of. Just depends.
Matt, how about you?
Yeah, ours is up, and we go with the live tree, so just remember to water it.
Yeah, a lot.
Yes.
How much, a gallon a day? Is that?
At least that first week and a half is definitely doing about a gallon a day.
Wow. That's a lot. Molly?
We do have a tree. I can give Seth my old tree because I had to buy a new one because some of the lights went out. You know how it does that? Like the middle section and the very top. So I had to go buy a new one the day that I was putting it up. Menards, they get you.
It's pre-lit though.
Pre-lit, yeah, obviously. I grew up in the mountains where we did live trees, and the light situation is too much. I don't have it in me.
Around here, I mean, there's enough cedars. Go, which one do you want?
No.
You know.
Too much.
Troy, how about you?
All 7 of them, plus or minus 1 there, I think.
7?
Oh, Tammy.
Wow.
Some of them are small. I mean, actually, most of them are, aren't very, very huge. But they decided. I didn't do any of them. They decided to put them in bedrooms and other places. Our cats knocked 2 of them down.
Oh, wow.
The tall one, for sure, and now one last night. We couldn't understand where all these things were coming from, and then we realized one of the bedroom doors was open, and she had jumped on it, tore it down, and started bringing all the ornaments out to the living room, showing us what she caught.
Aren't you so proud of me?
He has the best cat
The terrorist.
stories.
Yeah, the terrorist.
Does anybody have gifts under their tree yet?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, not one.
The cats would bring it
The
to
cat
you.
would be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have any gifts under the tree yet. We got boxes under the tree. Haley did all the decorations for Christmas here.
She wrapped some rocks.
She wrapped some rocks.
They're fake gifts.
So it would hold the
I got
fake
your
presents.
guys' presents underneath my tree, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What is it?
What
Coffee.
Yeah, coffee.
It's the same thing I get them every year.
Oh.
Coffee.
Coffee.
The best coffee ever. We're going to transition to another Christmas topic here real quick. What's your favorite Christmas candy? Okay. Matt, you get to start on this one. What's your favorite Christmas candy?
I got two. Mine's a Oreo truffle
Oh, yeah.
or a white chocolate covered pretzel.
Yeah.
So those are my favorite.
I love a good cordial cherry, but not the dark chocolate ones. That's all they have at Walmart right now, which I was pretty disappointed about. Unless you wanted to buy the huge box of the milk chocolate.
Sacrifices.
I mean, but I put them in the freezer, and you can't put a whole box like that size in the freezer.
Choices were made.
You have to meal prep.
Wait.
them, just
So do you eat them frozen?
Yeah, you put them in the freezer, and then the inside's still kind of soft. Oof, do it.
What's inside? Antifreeze?
I mean, maybe. They're delish. They're cold. Oof.
I think I call it a cherry mash. My mom makes. So
What's how much cherry of the cherry mash?
boy, I don't know if it's like half.
Yeah, because my mom, she does almost half. And I've always asked, like a quarter cherry, more chocolate would be like my preferred, My mom makes a lot of Christmas candies. They're pretty good. I like that one.
Honestly, I thought that's what she brought down yesterday. I was slightly disappointed it was Little Smokies. Because I'm like, ooh, our Christmas platter's here.
Yeah.
And then it was...
Yeah. My other Christmas candy is just like the really dark chocolate with peanuts glob thing. That's probably my favorite. Yeah. How about you, Molly?
My mom we make a whole spread for Christmas, but she makes caramel, and that's my favorite.
Oh, yes.
And it's a different hardness every year. We don't get it the same every time, but I've had braces. We've all had braces, and we still eat it. We've never lost a bracket, and we should have. But
Rip it right up.
yeah.
Josh, your favorite Christmas candy?
Maraschino cherry cookies. It's like the maraschino sugar cookie, but did they put like a Hershey Kiss in the middle? That, and then we call them haystacks. It's like the butterscotch with the Chinese noodles and peanuts. That right there.
Somebody made I think we got it at 1 year at the little fundraiser at MNB. It was basically almost like a Snickers.
Oh, yes. That was last year.
Was that last year?
Yep.
And it cut it into little bars, but it was homemade better than the Snickers itself.
Speaking of that, when we went up to the Scoop yesterday, they had some cherry mash up there that just looked phenomenal.
Next level.
Yeah.
And we were going to get a box, but we held back. We saved it for the public.
Troy knows where to go now.
But it was honestly about your quarter to three-fourths.
Yeah.
That's the right level,
And Travi just made it fresh like that day.
Ooh. Still fresh
Passed
today.
it up.
Yeah.
1 p.m.
Haley, how about you?
I'm a big fan of the homemade cherry mash, or usually around this time of year, and I know I'm going to open up a can of worms here, but I make homemade suckers. So I would say those are probably my favorite.
You gonna do root beer again?
I don't know, maybe.
Those were good.
Who said I was making them?
Nobody. I mean, you kind of opened the door for it.
You did.
I know.
You said you did. Yeah. Our next topic for Coffee Club this morning is what canceled or ended TV show are you watching right now? Let's see. Troy, you want to go first on this?
Young Sheldon is probably the one I'm watching now.
Yeah. What about is that one done? Is that still going?
I assume it's
Yeah,
done.
there's a new spinoff.
Because now
Yeah, they're
it's
done.
spun off
Already?
Georgie,
and Mandy or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Which, I mean, it was supposed to be about young Sheldon, but then kind of in that show, you seen where the real stars was the brother and the girlfriend.
Georgie.
Yeah, and then they just have their spinoff now, which they made young Sheldon to me.
Yeah.
Both.
How about you, Molly?
Listen, my hobby is binge watching TV shows. I think I've talked about this on this show once or twice.
Are we going to judge you here in a second?
yes.
Okay. All right.
So I can't think of one super right this very second. However, I just finished Grey's Anatomy. It's still going. It's like 22 seasons in. But I did start it, I think in July, maybe August. I just finished it a couple weeks ago. But I sure did binge that every single weekend.
That's moving.
That's moving.
I like
It
watching
is.
that show with like actual medical professionals.
Yeah.
Because they're like, no, you don't do that.
You would never. Well, now that I'm like in healthcare, I'm like, oh, the HIPAA violation.
Do you understand
That's all I think all the time.
the paperwork that would require?
Right. The marketers, my gosh, they really have their work cut out.
Seems to be an awful lot of doctors that just stay in the hospital all day long,
Yeah.
too. Don't you notice that?
Right, yeah. How about you, Matt?
Well, coincidentally, Big Bang Theory. So
Yeah.
I enjoy that show a lot, and all the entire cast. So
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
What the?
Big Bang Theory, Seinfeld, still just watch that all the time. I really do. What you got there, Josh?
My brother.
What do you say?
Very weird guy. He said right now his is The Mystery of the Blind Frog Ranch.
What?
Yeah, Kyle's into that too.
What is that? Is that anime?
Oh, what's the other? I don't think it's the blind frog. There's another one that it has all this weird stuff that goes on, like cattle just mysteriously die, and
Okay. I think I know
Yeah.
what I think I know what he's really into, like, find like the monsters finding Bigfoot and all that kind of conspiracy stuff.
Yeah.
the new History Channel, like,
Yeah.
they show all the.
The conspiracies.
ID channel of the natural world. Okay. All right. Molly, how about you?
I think it's called The Mindy Show. I don't know.
The Mindy Project.
Yes, The
Yeah.
Mindy Project. I'm on my second time watching it. It's pretty good.
What is it?
It's just about this doctor, surprisingly. It's a doctor, and she lives a very lavish life, and it's about all of her conquests, and she finally settles down with one of them, but it's, of course, drama and drama and drama and drama.
It's Mindy Kaling. It's her. It's like a show she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh, how about you? What show
I'm not-
that is ended are you watching right now?
Not really watching any ended shows. I'm into the new stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm like right now I just got done watching Landman, which
it
is it's pretty good.
Yeah, we're watching that.
And then also The Lioness. Anything that's Taylor Sheridan pretty much popped up on Paramount Plus. I went, ooh, clicked it. But the one that I haven't watched that I need to go back and watch is I love watching Seinfeld, so I watched it completely through once as an adult and thoroughly enjoyed it more as an adult than when I was as a kid. But now I want to go back and watch it again because all my friends try to quote it to me. And they're like, "You seen the episode of Seinfeld?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't remember that one."
Yeah.
So now I got to go back so I can remember them.
We were, using the soup Nazi in some conversation the other day, and I don't remember who it was, but they didn't have any idea what we were talking about. I'm like, how do you not
How do you
know
not
who
know?
Nazi is?
No soup for you.
You come back 1 year. All right. Haley, which one for you?
I'm with Josh. I've been pretty much watching, all the new stuff like Outer Banks, Yellowstone, all of that. But one I often find myself, and I'll always go back and watch it from time to time, is Full House.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like Darcy, when she doesn't like just do it, but like if she has nothing going on and there's no shows on, she just turns on Friends.
Yeah.
Like I think everybody has like that one TV show where they just like turn on, even they can walk away and like start doing
For the noise. Yeah.
Yeah, start doing dishes or whatever.
You know exactly. You come back. You know exactly where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Saturday mornings, ER comes on, and I do that with ER.
Yeah.
Vacuum, watching ER.
A Brooklyn Nine-Nine, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
That's always hilarious. I don't binge watch it, but it seems to be something you can turn on when you're not doing anything else.
I was hoping somebody would say MASH or something like that, but nonetheless.
Too young a crowd here.
Pre-91. I know. I'm sorry.
Kyle and I do hit on that every once in a while.
Really?
But it's a great once in a while. Yeah.
How about Hogan's Heroes?
No.
Ooh.
Who's old enough to remember Hogan's Heroes?
We
Yeah.
used to watch it, but I didn't even know you could still see it somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure it's available somewhere, but yeah. Next topic for Coffee Club here this morning. This will be a fun one. What do you wish you knew before going to college? You want to go first?
Oh,
Or you just want to learn something?
yeah, I'll
Okay.
go. I'll listen.
Matt, I'll let you start here. What do you wish you knew before going to college?
I had to think about this one quite a bit. There's a lot, but I'll go with I had a very emphasis on GPA and then, trying to get that valedictorian when I went to my military school. So I pushed hard for that. And then looking back through all those steps, it didn't really matter. The skills, the foundations, and everything that you try to build, that's what really matters. And then the networking involved through that entire time period, you start there and it'll last you a lifetime because I got people that I know that I can lean on with questions that I met back there. I should have done more with it. and then just really getting that foundation underneath you. That way you can build upon a lot better than just pump and dump with a test.
Yeah. Networking is huge.
Yep.
It really is for college. Molly, how about you? What do you wish you knew before going to college?
I wish I knew it was okay not to have a major. I changed my major like 8 times, and
What was the first one?
I went in with education. Then I was like, no, these aren't my people. Then I went to communication, which was fine. Then I left. Then I came back. Then I left. Then I came back. I ended with a communication degree. Then I went back and got an education degree. And now I'm working in communication. So you know what?
So
You
it's
do not
back
have
and
to know.
forth.
You don't have to know.
Don't let Grant Norgard find out.
Oh, he knows. Trust me, we all talk about my education problems all the time. But no, yeah. So you don't have to know. It's okay.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. Troy, how about you?
Probably wish I knew how little I actually learned in high school physics versus what they expected me to know in college level physics. That was quite a shock.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't know. I took philosophy like my freshman year when I was in California, and I found that to be quite interesting. And it was like one of those things you kind of wish you had known as maybe a kid. There's different ways of thinking about things, and it's like by the time you get into college and you learn it, it's almost like it's kind of too late. You already have your own ways of thinking
Exactly.
based on nothing probably very real.
Haley, how about you? What do you wish you would have known before going to college?
I'd say just get more involved. I don't know. I found a group that when I went to Kearney, it was kind of fun, and I wish I would have applied myself more to different groups and stuff that the college has. And another major thing that I preach to anyone, because I feel like nowadays it's kind of a big deal, and it kind of was back when I was in high school, but it's like everyone's like, oh, don't go to a community college. Like, what? Just, it's the more popular thing to go to a 4-year. And it's like, no, going to the 2-year, that was probably 2 of my favorite years going up here that were the best. So like, it's okay to go to a 2-year to start out with.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. I went to MCCC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to MCCC. My lesson, I would say, is I wish I would have known I was going to work in radio. Because I went to school and I had my whole mapped out to be a guidance counselor, which you can laugh about that because me tooling
You're guiding Seth every day for about 20 minutes. I see
me
it.
tooling the mind of the young ones would be kind of scary. But yeah, and then radio was never an option when I was in school, so that's why I always push so hard when these schools ask us to come and do these job trials or whatever.
Career fairs.
Yeah. Is I'm always like, yes, we'll be there, because had I known that radio was an option, I probably would have 100% done that path. I just didn't think about it until I got a job here, and I was just like, wow. And then I've been here 10 years and I love every day.
It's good.
But that's what I would have done, because I was set to be a teacher, and that would have been scary.
I had 3 that I had for the list. Number 1, there's a good chance that the school has a better gym than anything you're willing to pay for after graduation. So use it. 2, sleep. You won't succeed without it. You learn faster, retain more, do better if you're well rested. And 3, as tough as college is, life is harder.
Yeah.
Oh, every day.
100%.
But my favorite story coming out of high school is I had a teacher, one of my high school teachers, she told me that my mouth wasn't going to get me anywhere in life.
Look at it now.
Snap.
And she told, my mom came home, she was so mad. She's just like, you've been talking in class again and just chewing me out. And I'm just like,
That's what he does for a job.
My voice has insurance on it.
Last topic for Coffee Club. What questions do you dread getting from family members when you only see them at the holidays, huh? What do you think? Huh?
I don't know. I think family can be very judging. And so, I think a lot of the ones that, we kind of got because we waited so long to have a kid was, oh, when are you going to have a kid? Like that question was always like, you would see him one time And I'd be like, oh, looks like you're still hitting the wine a little heavy.
How about you, Molly?
I see. It's my immediate family, and then we have a neighbor that comes over. That's it. I don't have any. We don't have any questions in my house like that. We just talk. It's not a stressful time. It's very nice.
I was told that you were a bandwagon jumper.
Oh no! Did you?
About what?
She wears a lot of Oregon gear.
I do not wear any Oregon stuff,
Oregon?
and none of it says Ducks. I was born in Oregon.
Oh, okay.
See,
It's a Husker fan now?
yes, I'm a Husker fan through and through. I have always been. I have countless red shirts. I do. That would be Richard Smock that said that. So you can't believe anything that he says.
I can't say yes or no to that. That it was Richard Smock.
Just says Oregon. Just says Oregon. Period.
Yeah.
That's it.
I was just told that there was somebody that was a student that was going to be coming up here and talking.
No.
And that I was supposed to say that you're a bandwagon jumper.
Yeah.
I got plenty of things I could say about Richard.
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard.
See, he's a wrestler. You should have made him play basketball.
Oh, no, he refuses.
Yeah. There's a reason.
Twist an ankle or something. Yeah.
His
Matt?
knee.
How about you? What questions do you dread getting from family members when you only see them at holidays?
My dad tends to ask me if I'm losing any more hair. About every time I
Now
see
you
him.
can be like, no, look at this. Look
I
at
know.
this beard.
I said I'm
grew this
replacing
for
it
you."
from my head to my face.
Yeah.
It's kind of the older you get, it's not that you lose hair, it's that your body sucks it in and throws it out in other places, ears, nose, everywhere else. So, Molly, what questions do you dread getting from family members you only see at the holidays?
We live far away. You know, I live 800 miles from our family, so we always around mid-October get the question, are y'all coming down for the holidays? And we're always like, no. So then they come up here. So it might be better if we just show up down there sometime, but that's what we get. And it's not that we don't want to go down. It's just 14 hours to drive. And that's 2 days of driving one way.
And cows.
And cows. Right. My husband's job, just cows.
It's cows.
They're more needy than people.
So much. So much. They actually have to get fed. I mean.
Yeah, the nerve.
So yeah.
Troy, what do you say?
When they ask, what have you been up to? Because
It's so open-ended.
It's like probably the same things you have. Getting up in the morning, drinking coffee, going to work.
Can
going
you,
to bed.
can you
You know,
just
and
use the HIPAA line? HIPAA.
You know, there's it's like, and then there's, do they really want an answer? You know, do they really?
Are they just being nice
Are they
to
just
try and
saying that?
Yeah.
You know, I really have a problem with small talk stuff. I mean, I like small talk, but you really don't want to hear the answer to a question like that. You'd rather talk about, you know, the person drinking too much wine or how much hair you have. I mean, I think those are better questions than those generic ones. You know, how are the kids? Well, they're alive. I mean, what exactly are you wanting to know? And are you really going to listen to me if I'm going to spend 2 hours explaining to you how my last year went? Are you going to listen to it, or are you just going to walk away? And I think usually they just walk away. So I don't even usually answer those questions.
I'd listen to you.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you would. You're a good listener. You wanted to be a guidance counselor. So.
Well, one of the best scenarios I ever had is I was just sitting there, and Troy and Charlie from the EDC, and there was somebody else, and I just sat there and I shut up because these guys are, you know, big part of our community, and there's always moving pieces. So I just sat there and drank my coffee and listened to you guys talk for like 45 minutes, and I learned so much in that 45 minutes.
I hope it was true.
Yeah, people always ask me, Molly, how do you know so much? I'm like, I just sit with
listen.
the right people and just listen to what they talk about.
The real thing is, you start talking in one of those conversations, you're going to end up on a committee.
I already did.
Yeah.
Right. Hello, Chamber. Thanks, Molly.
That's how that works.
Yeah, but I love the chamber. And actually, technically, my position's up in June, and I don't know how it works to apply again, or if I can apply again for it.
You can't just say, hey, I'd like to stay on.
Yeah.
They'll be like, praise.
Because we're in a really good spot right now in our community where things are growing and changing, and to be just a small part of that move is great.
It's fun. It's a good time. Haley, how about you? What questions do you dread getting from family members that you only see at the holidays?
I think probably a big one this year because I just feel like timing is right. And I feel like I'm just going to get when's the next one coming?
Yeah.
I can see it
for the
now.
kid. Yeah.
Yep.
So is the grandparents.
Yeah.
What was that look for?
Peepaw.
Yeah, well, yeah, I got 3 grandkids. And, it's a little odd. It'd be great if we had 4. Once you have a grandkid, you always want more, right? Yeah, exactly.
Well, you can give them back.
That's right. Yes, we can.
Easy said for you.
Yeah. So the internet said the big ones for the conversations with family members was, what's your New Year's resolution? Marriage or the kids thing. And the big one was, why don't we see you more often?
That's, honestly, that's probably Seth's, but not with his family. But with us, we're like, hey, when do you think about marriage here?
Oh, yeah. That's like a daily.
Somebody left a pamphlet out on the counter.
I did purposely this last weekend.
No way.
The K Jewelers magazine. I purposely left it out on the countertop so he'd see it.
Of course you did.
Trying.
That is the topics for the Coffee Club. Believe it or not, we're already to 7:52. Time for birthdays and anniversaries. For this, the 13th day of December. We'll take the 14th and 15th also. So, anybody got any birthdays by chance?
I don't have any for today, but I got a pretty good one for Sunday. My friend Maya Bright has a birthday on Sunday. So happy birthday, Maya.
Josh, your list?
I got Nikki Murray has a birthday for today, and that is all my birthday list.
Today's birthdays include Dick Rogers, Ethan Johnson, Andrew Brunswick, another Graceland, Graceland Weimers. It's got a birthday. Matt Searcy, Leanna Schwab, Travis Messersmith, Shane Sith, Ruth Miner, and Shelby Siegfried with the birthdays on the list here.
My father-in-law has a birthday tomorrow, Mark Hayes.
Okay.
And then Alan Perks has a birthday on the 15th. And then there's Caden Waugh also has a birthday tomorrow. Adam Schmick with a birthday tomorrow. And Stephanie Hansen. She's a newly teacher at Southwest. She has a birthday on Sunday.
A few of my weekend birthdays: Misty Mulinson, Brandon Hagan, Heather Shaw, Amanda Adams, Julie Stewart, Ashley Einspar, Maria Miller, Kanisha Blevins, and Carrie Girdle, Monica Newland. Wow.
We just got one message into us. Jason Myers of McCook has a birthday tomorrow.
All right. Jason's going to be our winner to get these cool prizes.
A donut from Ember's Bakery, ice cream from The Scoop, a sandwich from Jimmy John's and Coca-Cola.
So stop by and pick up those prizes here from Hometown Family Radio. Well, do a nice little recap here. First, Molly, with the fundraiser coming up on Sunday at 6 p.m. McCook High School Gym. Tell us about that.
Oh, yes, Sunday, and it's good time. We've got staff from everywhere. Bring your cash so you can pay, give some points. All the money goes to McCook Family Resource Center.
All right. 6 o'clock here in McCook. And so for Community Hospital and the clinic, January 1 is coming here quickly. And just a lot of people aren't going to see a lot of things, but just on the back end, the things to make everything better, I guess is the easiest way to say it, right?
Yeah, I think that's a good way.
So, Molly, anything else you'd like people to know about just the happenings there at the hospital?
McCook Clinic patients will receive a letter from like the last couple years. They'll receive a letter in the next week or so. Dr. George's patients that are community hospital only. So, like if you are a Bankelman patient, you won't receive a letter. But if you're a community hospital patient of Dr. George's, you'll receive a letter about his transfer over. And essentially, we want it to be easy in both projects. And so if there is confusion or questions, feel free to call the hospital and we can get them straightened out.
Very good. Well, that is a wrap for December 13th Coffee Club here on Hometown Family Radio's Coyote Country 105.3. Oh, quick note. Next week is what?
our 200th show. And so it might get kind of packed in here because I haven't really said no to anybody, but we're going to do an ugly Christmas sweater
Contest?
I don't even know if it's a contest, but just we're gonna,
wear our ugly sweaters.
Yeah, we're going to wear ugly sweaters because it's the Friday before Christmas.
Okay.
And so 200th show, we might have some special prizes. I've been working with somebody to get some coffee.
So just a few of the things.
Yep, just a few fun things that we're going to be doing. We're excited about it. Hard to believe that.
Yeah.
You know, since the Rona was around, this is our 200th show.
Yeah. That's when we started it. Man, 200. Next Friday. That is Coffee Club, Hometown Family Radio's Coyote Country 105.3. Happy Weekend Eve.
Ready. KIOT McCook.